I'll keep it on brand today with today's topic, which was around video. So this one's specifically around the thumbnail process. So the way that we do the thumbnails is what I'm just going to show you what happens after it's been automated, but you don't start here, right? So firstly, once it's automated, we have our thumbnail style. Like, what is the style that we want to create? And I don't know if I can, I'll click into so we've just gone and found a whole bunch of YouTube thumbnails that are out there for podcasts with this style of like for this system, because we're essentially replicating what the thumbnails that you would do for a podcast. So we have those loaded into our database, and we can select these at any time to train the workflow on this specific style. Now, one thing that is a little bit different to what we do. So like, let's come down to this one, Diary of a CEO thumbnail, is if you look at what they actually do, then they have a little section at the top here with, I think it's like their logo and maybe like an episode number. And what I found is every time, if we didn't edit those things out, and same as I think this one as well, it's got maybe a little logo. If we didn't edit those out in the training image, then like 50% of the time when we're generating our own images, it would keep the logos in there as well for these other brands. So it comes back to quality in, you get quality out. And so what we did is we just removed all the logos from these styles of YouTube thumbnails. And then we started using them as training images, and we got way better results. So you can simply do that just with AI and just say, hey, in the bottom left-hand corner, there's a logo, remove that logo, output everything else 100% the same, and it will just do that for you. So once we have the training images, we then we then feed in our brand palette. So we create this in our brand section of this system. We then have our title. So I wanted to create thumbnails with 3 different titles. So we have an automation that splits the 3 titles into what's called different items inside of the automations. And so that it'll create 3 images for us when we actually trigger this workflow. We then can select the AI image model. So when we first started, we were using Gemini 3 Pro, which was Nano Banana 1. Now we're using Nano Banana 2 because it's cheaper and better. We then trigger that workflow, and what will happen is it will drop in all of the different styles here as we trigger the different styles. And then I can click in and approve them if I'm happy with them. So let me just come back and see if let's come down to these ones. So these are all the different approved ones. So what I generally do is we get 3 images generated per record, and then I'll either delete the ones that aren't that great, or I'll just not approve the entire record at all. But once it's approved, they then all drop in here. From here, I can then see them visually next to each other, and I can choose the top 3 that we then want to split test on YouTube. So I'm not sure which ones I grabbed here, but there's 3 of these that are split testing, or will be split testing once these go out on YouTube in the next couple of months. So that's what the system does for us. Now, all I need to do to trigger this is choose the style, choose the image model, make sure we have a title in here, and then hit this button. And then it just goes off, takes 2 or 3 minutes to create. And then while it's creating, I'm working on all of these other parts of the workflow. So that's how easy it is once it's automated, but you don't start here, like I said. So in order to get started, then we do everything manually first. So we're building like a clips channel right now. So these are some that I did just this week. And it's the same thing. Like, we don't have a dashboard set up for the YouTube clips yet. So I'm just doing them manually. So in order to create these ones, let's go into the prompt first, and then I'll show you why I left some of these images in here that Simone would not be very happy if I shared them on our YouTube channel. Cool. So in order to create this in free pick first, then it's the same process, right? So in this first image here, I'm uploading the example. It's not giving us a very good look at it. Let's see. I'm not sure why it's square, but it shouldn't be. But let's pretend that's a wide image, right? It's a Jay Shetty YouTube thumbnail. So I'm saying I'm uploading that into image 1. I'm uploading Simone's image into image 2 and my image into image 3. And then I'm saying to the AI, create me a YouTube thumbnail like image 1, use it as a reference image for style and quality. However, change the image to light mode, whitish backgrounds. Add one speaker on the left and the other speaker on the right, blend them in nicely. Add a Shure podcast mic in front of their face slightly. Ensure each speaker is looking directly at the lens. Output them 100% exactly the same as their image to maintain character consistency, add a title in the similar style to the reference, and add the title in all capitals to the thumbnail. You're missing this. That's what it did. It then produced this image here. It produced multiple. I click it multiple times because, as you can see, and this is what I was coming back to, sometimes it doesn't always get it correct. You can see down the bottom there, like, that's not really Simone. It's changed the image quite a lot. And there's actually way crazier examples that just look totally different. So I would say the accuracy on these, you can tell the accuracy on these are like 80 to 90%. There's always going to be a few that are not generating correct, but for 8 cents an image, it doesn't matter. I'm totally okay to generate 4 images for every single prompt and choose the best one out of those. It's still way quicker than going into Canva or hiring a BA and paying $10 an hour for very average looking thumbnails. So yeah, that's basically what we do. And then we will just refine this prompt as much as we need to until we get strong consistency that it's getting it quite right a lot of the time. I don't know if this prompt is different. No, maybe that one wasn't different. There were some other prompts here somewhere where it wasn't as detailed as this, and it took me like maybe 3 or 4 times to get the prompt up to scratch.
If you want to watch the entire episode, click here. And if you want to watch more episodes like this, click here.